Tomorrow going forward, I expect a good move, say in companies like Bajaj Finance, and I see there's a lot of tweets ongoing about how this has not been able to perform, but I have made huge positions in Bajaj Finance from 6,000 levels, and then we booked on this 6,800 levels, and then again we booked at 7,000 levels, and right now all the positions which I've created are for the higher journey. The more it will run, the more positions I will create in the future. This is also true for ICICI Bank. So tomorrow going forward, these two are definitely in my radar. Other than that, Nestle also, you can see FMCG. Wipro, I created a SIP today at 600. The reason was pretty simple. I was expecting Wipro to be moving above the levels of moving below the levels of 580, and since it has been near about 10 sessions, it has not gone anywhere. The chances are very high that this consolidation will lead to a move, and my bet is that move is going to be more in the positive side. Of course, a closing above 615, 620 would be another trigger for me, where I would be investing more, and going forward I would be trying to go for all-time high. And yeah, this is the reason why I'm still creating positions in Wipro. Kotak Bank is I'm not going to trade on this one, because as you can see from the structural perspective, they are still down. So any move which is going to go above 1800 may lead to a lot of profit booking, whereas here you can see in Bajaj Finance, people who created here positions, they could have already closed their positions over here, even in a small loss, or still positive. So going forward, if a momentum comes in this particular stock, so it's more likely that people would be more interested to join the uptrend rather than bringing down the trend. And this is also the same reason for ICICI Bank. People had ample amount of opportunities to book their losses or whatever positions they have created at the start of the expiry over here, and still the stock is able to maintain this levels of 700, and so going forward definitely 750 seems very much doable. Okay, and let's see, there's one company which I explicitly wanted to mention. This is also true for Asian Paints. We created our positions in this three candles over here, and now we are sitting 3150. I tweeted, so here we booked some our positions, and going forward maybe we can see a good move coming. So Asian Paint would definitely be something which would be in my radar. Okay, Axis Bank also the same logic, as I said about ICICI Bank earlier. This also looks really good. SRF, as I said today, SRF made a high which was a multi-day high, and going forward maybe there will positions which were created on the long side. Let's see if it is maybe this is because of expiry that is trying to hold the levels of 2500, but going forward definitely I expect it to move much ahead and much further. Similarly, Dabur also going nowhere. Tata Motors is not is definitely a good stock for investment purposes, but right now I see there are a lot of headwinds. Britannia also good FMCG, and actually this level is actually a very good level for SIP. So I actually did a SIP of on in this levels, and but this is definitely I'm not going to look into it for the next 1 month. This is Titan also was unable to hold the levels of 2600. So this structures, whenever you see this, and then theoretically this sort of consolidation, you can see three structures in this consolidation. This has been happening very typical in the market, and this was the reason why I tweeted yesterday that I'm not going to buy the dip. If I tweeted when Nifty was trading around 17,200. So my whole idea was, if it dips, then I'm not going to buy, and till then there was no dip, and then it just went forward. But This was the thinking which I had. Similarly, Pidilite also nicely consolidating. IRCTC also nicely consolidating. I think it's an expiry thingy. See here, you can see there was a nice breakdown, 3 candle structures, something like this, and then you can see what happens in these structures if there is no follow through. So going forward, definitely 800, 820 is a good resistance, and we would be booking some of our positions and creating shorts on those on those levels. If again it closes below 800 levels. Bajaj Auto nicely consolidating, but going forward, I think it is very near to its resistance level, and the resistance level is around about 3790, 3800 levels. So I don't expect closing above 3800 for this expiry, but then you never know how this will go. UPL also nicely consolidation, nice move. It made an all-time high, and I am expecting it to go towards the levels of 900 in the short term. Astral is also one of my very favorite stocks, and I have been creating positions at 1800. I tweeted about at this time, and from there it went to 2100. I again tweeted over here when I booked some profit, and now again it's consolidating at 2000. I think this has again something to do with the expiry, and maybe after the expiry we can see some substantial move. Indigo, until and unless we get a strong closing above 2000, we are just going to hold our guns, and we are just going to wait and see how the market moves. Tata Chem, not much, is been in the same level, because at the end of the day we have to deploy our funds in companies where we are seeing some money. So in general, I would stop this video over here. So you get the gist. The gist is companies like this, Reliance, we traded Reliance heavily, and I tweeted when it was on this particular day, or on this particular day I think. I have to look into my Twitter, but it was at below 2440 at those levels when I tweeted that 2440, right? So it should be on this day. No, on this. Yeah, in any case, maybe I am missing a day. So when it was able to close above 24, no, it was on this particular day exactly. So on 17th, I tweeted of how Reliance is going to take us our trade forward, and that's what it does, and it's still ongoing, and we are just waiting for some dip. If the dip comes, we are again going to buy. Going forward, if the Russia thing gets sorted out, then of course we can expect some really good move coming in these companies which are trading at the highest point of the expiry, because not only longs will get created, it will also help in short covering moves, and we can expect something really good. The last company I want to talk about is State Bank of India. Fantastic structures coming out. There is a small resistance hurdle at 505 levels. Once that gets taken out, then definitely 530 is coming, and I've created huge positions in State Bank of India, which I tweeted. So I created positions on this particular day, and I tweeted about it. On the same day, I also created positions on in Bajaj Finance. Both of the same had the same logic. Book out, create positions, book out on this particular day, and again when it touched 502 on this particular day, and yeah. So in general, the list of companies are mainly ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, State Bank of India, Bajaj Finance, and of course CHOLAFIN is always there. So CHOLAFIN is like a darling stock for me right now, and these are the few stocks from my financials. I am not looking into any of the IT companies right now, and definitely going forward, IPCA Lab, Divi's Lab, the whole of the chemical branch, which you have especially Navin Fluorine and SRF and Tata Chem. But you never know, maybe Aarti or Deepak Nitrite can also join the party, right? And so other than this, I expected Tata Steel to move, and it just didn't. So basically this was really a sad thing when all the companies, JSW Steel and Vedanta, the companies which I don't trade, they were able to make new highs. Unfortunately, Tata Steel, we are still waiting for a closing above the levels of 1400. ITC is also a good structure, so a lot of people should be happy with ITC. Yeah, so that's it, folks. I think you got my thinking, and you got an idea of the stocks which I'm more interested in and looking to